Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome back to another week in the garden. This week we've had pure blissful sunshine. We also had a night where it rained really heavily. We had thunder, lightning, and now the garden is blooming. It's looking so beautiful. Nothing has died back. Some things haven't grown, and I'm thinking of replacing those with other things. But the majority of the garden, including all the starts that I went to buy during the week, have all grown and established. So I'm looking forward to taking you around today. And no coffee montage either. It's too hot for coffee. I will find a drink to replace it with though. I made some elderflower cordial. I made some rose syrup as well. So that's something I can use. However, for now, I'm flying solo. So let me take you around. Let's go. Look at these rose petals that I dried yesterday. I forgot to bring them in the evening, and it's completely and utterly spread everywhere, but I think it looks really pretty. I still have enough petals for tea, so I'm happy about that. And the garden looks pretty. Look at all these rose petals. So gorgeous. So doing a quick overview of the garden before I take you round space by space and explain what's happening. So this is the current state of the garden, or this side of the garden, the main bread and butter. So starting off over here, we've got the strawberries. So I've moved them over here by the figs because I wanted to put the other pots in their final positions. There are no holes drilled in them just yet because the aubergines, which are just here, are still a bit small to be planted in, but I'm looking to put them in soon, maybe another week or two. When they've been further established, I will feed them and make sure that they grow bigger and stronger and then put them in. So the strawberries are now here. They are still producing the flowers there, as you can see, just here. There are berries back here waiting to ripen, and I love their progress so far. Lots of growth there in the middle, so I'm happy about that. There are 3 plants in here. This is the 3rd one, and it is producing fruits, but because its sisters on either side are so large, they might, or the one in the middle might get blocked out in terms of sunlight and things like that. So I'll monitor that. If it is going, I might just remove it and repot it somewhere else. The figs are looking great. They are growing beautifully. No figlets, but that just might be a case of this year. We'll see what happens. But look at all this green. This is new growth right here. The green is new growth, so I know the figs are happy. Very, very happy there. The other 2 strawberry plants, look at this one, tried to ripen. Very, very small. We had lots of heat, so a lot of the plants did not suffer, but they got a shock from the heat, which is completely understandable. Even Mama right here, you can see she's blooming beautifully. Lots of berries are on her. However, there was a side of her, I don't know if this is her or another plant that I put in. I think it's one of her runners, but tried to produce, got really hot, and then just kind of started wilting and drying up, which is fine. I kept her in here because the garden's on a slope, so the water that was, the rainwater that collected there, I just put her on there in order to get some moisture at the bottom so that it can be sucked up in case I'm not able to water her as frequently. So that's what I've done with her over that side. The rest of the poached egg plants looking beautiful. They're growing as well. Ever since I transplanted them from their individual or the collective pots into individual pots, you can see lots of new growth, which is fabulous. And I do have other smaller pots as well for those to break them up. That's a task for the garden tonight when I actually have time. Oh, stepping on something. When I have time to come in and give it a good a good proper maintenance session. Everything's been moved, but there's no maintenance going on, so it's time for that. It's time for maintenance. Okay, so these seedlings have loved this weather as well. I mean, look at the aubergines. They have shot up, they've grown taller, and they need some feed. That is what I'm thinking, because they are ready to get some more nutrients and grow bigger. The tomatoes, you can tell, have already loved this heat that we've been having. They've already grown much taller in the pots, and oops, sorry darling, and they've been establishing themselves. Even the smaller one is already looking very strong in there. This is the biggest one that we have, so I'm super thrilled. The spinach growing beautifully. I'm going to move this close to the kale, only because, not today, but soon, I'll repot them and move them close to the kale, because I want them to start growing bigger basically, and ready for harvest. It's perpetual spinach, so I'll see what that looks like. I haven't grown it before. I've tried to grow it before, but nothing has come out of it. So this time I want to grow it and see what it does. The other curly kale is looking so good. So good. It actually looks like how it will look as it gets bigger. So cute. The basil has also shot up. It's been loving the heat. Because basil is a Mediterranean plant as well, it's used to hot weather. So now that we're getting very hot weather, it's also loving it. We're going to have a week of heat and rain, so that should make them explode even more. And I will also transplant them into bigger pots so they get big enough for when I'm ready to take them in with the aubergines as well. Physalis. Don't know if these are weeds, but because of the way they're growing so close together, I think they might be physalis. If they are, bonus, because there is a pot, remember, which had the melons that didn't grow. So I could put the physalis in there next to the cucumbers and the courgettes. So that is something I'm excited for. I do hope they're physalis. They don't look like, oh, they do look like these other weeds. I don't know. I'm gonna have to wait and see about that, because I really hope they're physalis. If they're not, then it's fine. It's fine. They do look, the growth pattern is very similar to those weeds, so they definitely look like weeds, but we'll see. And then the calendula. So three of them, sorry, look really good. This one looks a little bit fried on the edges. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Most likely because of the heat, but the inner leaves look good, so I'm not too worried about that. They might need transplanting soon as well. I did see some roots right there popping through, so they might need bigger pots, but we do have some bigger pots for them somewhere. Oh yes, over there with the beans, the 5th round of beans that didn't grow, and all the other herbs as well. But I will get to that in just a moment. I've put them there because those pots are going to be reused. So if we've got 4 of those there, I was going to use them for something. I'll need to go back on my old videos. Maybe last week I did say I'll use those pots for something. Oh, the echinacea. However, the echinacea is still really small, and the calendula is big enough to be transplanted. So that's what I'll do. I'll give the pots to the calendula, and the echinacea, as they get bigger, there will be pots free for them, because by the time they fill out that pot, the calendula will be ready to go into these pots here. So there is a system, and even though this year I said I'm not going to buy many pots, I ended up buying 6, which are these ones. I didn't buy any others, which is a blessing, because we have so many that I can just reuse them as and when the season goes, as and when the season's going on. Yeah. Okay, so here we have peppers. So I'm super happy about the growth of these. I took the initial peppers that we're growing off them. They're in the fridge. We will use them for omelets. Haven't used them quite yet. But I'm happy I did, because with the sunshine that we've been having, the peppers have also flourished. Look at all the new leaves. I'm thinking I need to cut the branches that don't have any leaves on, and then allow the pepper to direct its energy to the branches that do, sorry. And we do have more peppers coming. I might just pinch these off as well. I'll pinch it off. I want the plants to put energy into growing bigger and not have to put energy into tiny peppers. There is another one here. Oh, okay, things are happening. I believe this is a bell pepper. The shape is out. I can finally distinguish. So this is a cayenne. This tall one is a cayenne pepper, and this is a bell pepper. You see how this is long and pointy and this is round? So that is what's happening. We have one of each. Guys, that is so exciting. I love that. I love that. I love that, love that, love that. Yes, amazing. So I'm going to leave that. I am going to leave this bell pepper on there. This one looks a bit shriveled, that's why I've taken it off, but they will both be fine, especially now the weather's getting hotter. We've got some more soil here, which is amazing, more compost. And these are the failed plants, guys. They did not germinate, which is fine. So we've got some butternut squashes, 2 pots of those. The 5th sowing of beans, nothing happened. So it's definitely not me. It's definitely the beans. And I don't understand why, because they're just beans. It's just like a normal bean seed. I don't understand why that wouldn't germinate, but it didn't germinate, so that's fine. None of the dill came up either, and neither did the coriander. I will double check the germination dates, but if I show you the comparison between the 2 herbs that didn't germinate and the ones that did over there, you'll see that there might be something wrong with the seeds. It can't just be the germination dates, because I know some plants take longer to germinate, others don't. However, I don't believe that that's the issue here. I think it's the seeds. Got some people mowing their lawn, so apologies if you can hear some noises in the background. That's what's happening. But let me bring you to our heritage tomato. I bought this from a garden centre, so this is not grown by me. I'm going to steward it, but it wasn't grown initially by me. It is looking gorgeous. It has put on so much growth in this hot weather we've been having, and it looks like it's established itself. Tonight I will give everything a watering of seaweed, just to give them an extra boost of nutrients. This is ananas, and it's a unique variety with yellow/orange, red marbled skin and flesh, good cropper, producing large fruits of up to 2 pounds. And also it's got very few seeds, meaty flesh, sweet flavor with low acidity. It's a perfect sandwich tomato, or you can use it raw in salads. The fact that it is a sweet, huge tomato, I'm imagining sourdough bread, caprese salad on top. Oh my gosh, or tomatoes with basil and some mozzarella. That is like my absolute favorite snack in summer. Love it. Fresh tomato salad with olives, feta cheese, and the tomatoes with basil, or basil, tomato, and mozzarella. Drizzle of olive oil and a bit of salt. So good, so good. You cannot beat fresh basil and fresh tomato salad combinations. They are so good. So I'm very excited about that, and I will try that on camera for you guys, as I'm sure I'll try a lot of these plants on camera, because I tend to do that. I'll go around the garden and I'll pick and enjoy as and when I'm walking around. Some of them will make it inside. However, like I mentioned before, the scale at which I garden is very much hobby gardener. It's very much supplementing some of our meals with some vegetables and also greens this year. I want us to be self-sufficient, especially in the winter, in greens. However, the majority of the summer plants we don't grow enough in order to feed our family for the summer. They are supplemental. It's a hobby for me at the moment. The time will come where we'll have lots of land that we can grow as much to feed our family. However, for now, it is supplemental, and I'm happy with that because it gives me the classroom to learn, also gives me the opportunity to enjoy all these delicious meals from the garden, and also to watch things grow, which I absolutely love. So yes, I'm enjoying it. It's a hobby and I love it, and it's given us some food. Bonus, bonus, bonus. So going back to business, okay, let me not sing that. Right, so back to business. Look at the pepper plants. Just 1 week of heat and their true leaves are out already. Got 8 pepper plants there. We've got 3 more over here, the black pearl. These are so gorgeous, and their fruits are small, tiny, round black pearls. So that is going to be very interesting, very exciting. Can't wait for that. And then these, I don't know which are which basically, but I will get to know once the plant is growing. So we've got sweet tasties and sweetonias, and I don't know which are which, so we'll see. We'll see as they grow. One of the black pearls didn't make it from last week, so I can reuse this pot for something else. And all this is echinacea. The true leaves have already come out. So look at this, double amazing, and even more so here. So these are going to fill out the pots, and I am going to wait for them to fill out the pots, like I said. And then after the calendula have used up these pots and they've got really big, I will then put the echinacea in here. The reason why you can see the yellowing of the leaves on the calendula and the aubergine is also because, it's because they are running out of nutrients, and also because sometimes the older leaves just yellow up because the plant uses all the nutrients in the fresher leaves in order to, get them to grow bigger. So that's why they're yellowing, but it's fine. Just coming through all these empty pots. They will be filled very, very soon. We've got lots of weeds over here. I need to double check if these are edible, because fresh salad greens, why not? I'll harvest them until the soil needs to be used for tomatoes, but for now they're happy, they're good where they are. And the tomatoes are still a little small, so I'm happy to leave them where they are. Moving on down to the starts that I bought from the garden center. Look at these starts. Oh my goodness, that is a squash baby already. Wow, that was fast. This was not there last week. I did buy ones that had the starts of flowers, but I didn't realize that was a female when I bought it. I thought that they were mainly going to be male flowers. However, we have a start of a butternut squash, the Harlequin butternut squash. That is so gorgeous. I'm so happy about that. And we've got 2 there. So the ones with the round ball at the bottom are the females, and like this one here, I don't know if you can see it, which is a bit lengthened and long, that's the male. I hope that the male and the female grow and blossom at the same time, because then the bees can pollinate. However, if they don't, then we'll have either the female dying back or the male will be used for stuffed squash blossoms, which is also a plus. Don't mind that at all. This is that's a hunter. So this is another Harlequin. That's what's going to look like. How pretty is that? I believe it's a winter squash as well. Yeah. So we'll leave them until the stems turn brown. That's what it says on there. And afterwards, we'll just bring them inside and we'll have them throughout the winter. Oh my goodness. Roasted squash. Oh, Lord have mercy. With a nice meat on the side and gravy. When you have good food, you don't need to do much with it. You just cook it simply and let the food shine. And I'm excited for that. And the two in the middle are Hunter butternut squashes. Love butternut squash too, and I'm so excited to be able to try it in the garden this year. I did grow some butternut squash at the start of the season, but nothing happened, which is fine by me because that's life. That's life. So yeah, now we've got two more. Can't wait to see how they grow, and by God's grace we'll have some fruits for the end of the season, which I'm very, very, very happy about. Moving on, we've got cucumbers. So I'll start with these two before I go to the one that looks like got baby cucumbers on there, which I'm thrilled about. So this one is the apple cucumber, you can see from the back there. Then this one is all female. So this one, ideally, I should have planted it somewhere else in the garden so that they didn't cross-pollinate, because they said that if it cross-pollinates, the seeds will be bitter, the fruits will be bitter. But let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens. If it's bitter, I can use it for sinigang. It's a win, it's a win, it's a win. Bitter food is not necessarily bad food. Bitter food is actually very good for your body, especially your liver. So I'm happy, either or. And this one is an apple cucumber, so that will be fun to see how it grows. I won't be saving seeds from any of these because they've been growing so close together that they will cross-pollinate. Any seeds that come out might not be true to the main plant. So for example, if I save seeds from the apple, it could grow into an all-female cucumber because it might not. It's not true, they're too close together for them to not cross-pollinate. I could hand-pollinate one flower or one cucumber and then keep it like bagged, so I know that I can save seeds from that, but I'm not going to do that. Moving on to this one, I need to double check which variety this is, because I think last time I said it's Bordonese, but Bordonese is a courgette, not a cucumber. So I've forgotten the variety I planted, but as you can tell, there are baby cucumbers already coming out, which is wild. I need to double check if I need to take these off so the plant can actually grow. I think I do, but that is wild. I'm happy that it's happy. After we had some sunshine and rain, it is just growing, which I'm so happy about because it struggled. I mean, all the melons struggled. And now I know next year to not bring them out until June. I'm not even going to try it in May because this May was such a fluke that June is going to be my best option next year. At least then it's technically summer and they should technically be getting some heat. I say technically because the weather is up in the air at the moment, literally up in the air. Don't know what's going on, but next year it's a June birthdays for all of these guys. Moving on to the courgettes, they have established. You can see all the little leaves growing. You can see potential baby courgettes coming. Same on this side as well. We did have some slug damage, as you can tell. They chewed one of the leaves off, but that's fine. We still have, oh wait, are they chewing the flower heads? Oh my goodness, they're chewing the flower heads. I need to do something about that. That is not on. I need to monitor. That. We'll see. But in the garden, we got some nasturtiums. Ones that I didn't get to grow this year indoors, they're growing outdoors. This looks like Empress of India, which is my favorite nasturtium variety. So I hope that grows for me. Now we're moving on to this side of the garden. Lots of growth in the rhubarb. Lots of growth. The mushrooms have shriveled and gone. They've died back, but the rhubarb is looking super. And so is the buddleia. Even in its small pots, it's looking so good. Like I keep saying, I hope we get flowers this year. I'll be so happy to see white flowers all over the buddleia. And then maybe next year I can transplant it to a bigger pot, but that depends. We'll see about that. We will see about that. Moving on to the raspberries, guys. Look at this growth. And these plants are more than waist high on me. 5'5". So these plants are, they're getting there. They're more than waist high. That is so cool. That is so cool. I don't know if they'll get any bigger, We do have some flowers blooming, so we'll have to wait and see, but it's so cool that they are waist high on me. Last year they weren't this big whatsoever, but this one is past my belly button. Belly button is here for reference, so yeah, they're getting huge. I'm back in, guys. Had to step inside for a little bit, and I should have just showed you the pigeons because I came out here, all these were uncovered, and I saw 2 pigeons. They were right there. Didn't catch them on time though because I didn't realize they were there because the audacity, but yeah, they've flown away, which is fine. So as I was saying, the raspberries look incredible. Lots of flowers coming up. Some are already opening up as well, to the point where the netting that I had covering them were actually pushed to the side. It was pushed to the side, and all this growth is 2 weeks worth of growth. If you can remember, a few weeks ago they were just here. Can't even see the pots. The pot is all the way down there. These guys were just here, and all this growth is just 2 weeks worth. Amazing. So good. And look at the tayberries. They are ripening right in time for summer, and we are loaded with berries, guys. Got so many berries coming up. Oh, this looks like it's been munched. Oh my gosh, these have been munched by something. Something's eaten these. They've been eaten. Oh, I need to find a way to trellis or put the netting on better because these have been eaten. The berries have been taken off. That is crazy. Okay, they found a way in. They found a way in, guys. Need to do something better. So what I'll do is I'll put the net all the way over, drape it behind the back of those trellises over there. I think when it was really windy and it blew the net away, that's when the birds went inside and had some of the tayberries. But we're going to find a solution for that. We can't be having that. We cannot be having that because they will strip the entire bush if given the chance. So we need to stop that. Got the loganberries as well. They are also fruiting. So beautiful. I was worried that the bees wouldn't be able to find all the flowers, but I needn't had worried. They found their way in. They have pollinated lots of berries, so excited about that. There's even some over there. So happy, so chuffed. We've got some gooseberries. Some have already ripened as well. I'm going to take both of these off here soon, but let me do the tour first. So I've got lots of gooseberries coming up. This is the first year of the bush fruiting, so I know that next year we're going to get a lot more. I think this is a green, the Hinamaki green, doesn't have as many. However, the fruits are much larger, so I think that is why, because it doesn't have as many, it just puts all the energy into the few fruits that it has, which I'm not mad about either. We do have a lot of the red, and they are smaller because there's so many of the red. Not sure if it's because this was damaged at the start of the season or if it's because the red is more prolific, but there are not as many of the green. I can see some big fruits back here. Maybe, oh yeah, look, it's a lot of more green fruits back here, but they're much larger. So that's interesting. I need to research that to see if that's a true comparison. Before we go to the back as well, I want to do this current section just so I can get the netting over the plants. The pigeons are getting excited, so let's calm them down a little bit. Let's have a look what's going on. So the blackberry is bushing out, looking beautiful. It's always behind the rest, but got more flowers there. Last time there were some fruits as well. Oh, there, got some fruits there as well, so I'm happy with that. Yet again, the pink currants, there's a bit of a blush just here, but nowhere near ready at all. Pink currant is doing okay. It's doing well considering the turmoil it went through the start of the season. And the second pink currant plant is also doing really well. The pigeon feather is still there. I might remove it now because it's looking a bit manky. I don't want it to ruin the aesthetic of the currants. So pigeon feathers gone. Nowhere near ripe yet, but you'll see the gorgeous pink blush in just a few weeks time. Excited for that. The red currant is as prolific as always. So many currants coming through there. And though there was damage, it doesn't feel like it or look like it, so I'm very happy. Look at these aphid clusters as well, with the ants protecting them. Can you imagine? Just hanging off the side there. But I'm going to leave it alone because they're not actually impacting the rest of the plants. So I'll just leave them there. They can feed on some leaves. There's so many leaves on the currant bushes that I'm not really worried what happens to them. Because they've already flowered and fruited, so there's no need to worry. Moving on to the blueberries. Look at this. Look at this huge branch. So massive. The rest of the branches aren't nearly as big, and I don't know if I should cut this next year because it's only going to get bigger. But look at the blueberries. Oh, so happy with that. And I'm happy the bees were able to get in. Bees, ants, hoverflies, I don't know what pollinated it, but they were able to get in to pollinate, which is amazing. We've got more blueberries everywhere. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. They're just dripping. The plants is dripping with fruit. So many. More to come as well. There are lots everywhere, and they're looking super healthy too. This one is also growing lots of green, which means next year we're going to get berries. I don't think there are any berries on this one. This is the blue jay. No berries on this one, but I have kept them protected, and because they're all green, it shows me that the top dressing of ericaceous is working. I will top dress them again soon. Maybe like end of June, middle of June, I'll see, maybe middle of June. I'll give them another top dress and just allow them to feed with that top dressing. Maybe end of May actually, because at this point, because of the fruiting, it would be nice for them to have some food that is suitable to them. So maybe even tonight. I'll do it tonight just so that they can have the fertilizer on top. The rains that are coming this week will be able to just drip that into the soil, and then they will have the food they need to grow big, strong, juicy berries. So I'll do that tonight. Actually, I've just decided. This is a Denise Blue, I think. Let's see. It's a Denise, yeah, it's another Denise Blue. So these two are Denise Blues, and they are very prolific as well. So these three are the 10p plants that survived for me. Oh, it's such a shame to be leaving these plants in pots. If they were in the ground, my goodness. I'm so happy, like the way they've just blossomed in pots. You guys have done so well. I'm happy about you guys. Look at all this. So many blueberries. Oh my gosh, blueberry tartlets. Oh my goodness. I see the plants and I imagine the food. I imagine the meal that's going to come out of it. I can't wait. I'm so excited. So many Denise Blues are coming up, which I'm very happy about. There was a plant with very beautiful, oh, it's this one, it's the blue jay, yes. I remember these gorgeous flowers. The one that looks like a lady's skirt. I'm just going to, they look like they've been pollinated, so I'm just going to wait and see the kind of berry it produces. Another Denise Blue. We did have some flowers over here, so a couple of fruits are coming, but the majority of the plant is just waiting. It's just waiting for more growth to occur, which I love. I love that. Next year it will be just as big as the other one, and they will fill out both of the pots as well. My hosta It's looking great, a bit chewed up on the sides, which is fine. Let's look underneath. Underneath it's looking really good as well. It certainly does need a bigger pot. Yeah, you can see the roots at the bottom there. You can see a slug as well, but I'll forget that it's there. And there are lots of little leaves in the middle, so this definitely needs a bigger pot next year. And I will prioritize the hosta over the buddleia, simply because I want to see the blooms. Oh no, I can't. I love them both. I'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Everything has been tidied and made. I've already harvested some and made some cordial. But look at how gorgeous these flowers are. I'm leaving the rest to bloom and turn into berries so I can make lots of elderberry syrup, which is great for the winter. I mean, last winter we used some. However, we didn't use it like medicine, and we still have some left that we're using to drink as juice. So could do the same thing, make lots, use some as a syrup that we can use for juice instead of buying squash from the shops, and also use some for medicine, one with lower sugar content for medicine. But I just preserved it with water and it has preserved for a whole year in the fridge. Got the nettle, which is also seeding. So I've heard nettle seeds are really good. I've never tried them or used them for anything, so this year I'm going to do that. There are lots of seeds coming, so that's something I want to try this year. And I also wish I harvested lots of leaves at the start of the season. Didn't really do many leaves this year, and next season that's one thing I'm going to stock up on. Like I said, apologies for the lawnmower, but hopefully you can hear me. Look at Jenny, she is growing beautifully, lots of gorgeous leaves, and she's definitely happy in this pot. Definitely. She was transplanted here last year, so it's a bigger pot, lots of new leaves, lots of greenery. Happy about that. Yet again, I've left it in her hands. I pray she fruits for us this year, but it's in her hands, so I'm not going to pressure her. And look at all the grapes. Let me step back. I've got nettle by my feet, so look at the grape leaves. Everything is a big jumble, and I'm going to come back and just pull things apart. But the grape leaves are looking glorious. Still having trellis. Oh my gosh, oh my god, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Is that a grape? 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 That's a grape. That's a grape. That's a grape. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, is that a grape? Is that a grape? Hold on. Sorry, guys. Guys, I think they're grapes. Guys, I think they're grapes. I'm going to cry. Oh, I'm frozen in shock. I've got tears in my eyes. I'm not exaggerating. You guys don't understand. I don't even know if they're grapes, but I think they're grapes. I think they're grapes. I think they're grapes. I think they're grapes. Sorry. Just like, oh, that is, oh my gosh. Wait, 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 guys. My mouth is still agape. I think they're grapes. I need to take a picture and share it in the group just to double check, but I think they are grapes. Oh my god, they are grapes. Ah! I can't even scream and shout loud because the mic is too close to me. Guys, I think they're grapes. Okay, let me calm down. Let me just calm down, because Why do they look like grapes? They really do look like grapes. They look like grapes. Okay, let me move on because I'm just going to repeat the same thing for the next 10 minutes. Oh, grapes. So excited. Okay, let me calm down. Guys, figs, grapes. Grapes. Okay, let me calm down. Wait, why are there pigeons? Let me check the garden. Okay, they're fine. They're fine. Okay, right. Okay, the figs are looking great. They are growing more beautifully and producing lots of leaves. Might need to feed them to get them to produce actual figlets this year, but we'll have to wait and see about that. Right now, got lots of leafage, big leafage, which I'm happy about. Lots of leaves. This one is massive, so big now and tall. It's getting taller than me. I'm so excited about those grapes. They're grapes, guys. They are really grapes. They're grapes. Oh gosh, they're grapes. I have a gut feeling they're grapes. They're grapes. Oh, apples are completely gone, full of leafage. They're going to grow beautifully this year. A whole season of just getting stronger. The next year they're going to produce fruits. Very happy. Nettles that I cut back, growing nicely. Can harvest these for tea actually because they're not going to seed just yet, so I can do that. Got a little bit of love making. Let me not continue. Lots of love making going on there. I'd love to see that. And we've got some singlehood here, but it's fine. They'll find their mates. Got some pears, 4 big ones, as you can tell. These ones, just 1 left. So 5 pears this year, which is amazing. They have definitely, this plant has definitely gotten used to the pots now because look at how much it's growing. So much growth here. I'm happy about that because like I said, the past few years they haven't really done much for me, and I think now that they're in a bigger pots, they've established, they're happy with me, and they've decided to just grow. And I'm doing something right, I must be, because they are growing beautifully. All the fruit trees are doing well. Even the crab apple this year, look at all the crab apples that are coming up. So excited for these as well. Like I said, last year we didn't have a single crab apple at all. We had 1 pear and lots of apples. No crab apple, nothing. But this year we have lots coming. No apples, 5 pears. The cherries are gone. The cherries are gone, guys. Even that one that was back there, I can't see it anymore. So the cherries have been picked off, which is fine. What else can I do about it? Nothing. I'll just go and forage for cherries. But the grapes, guys, the grapes. We've got grapes, guys. I'm speaking into the plants. They are grapes in Jesus' name. Hallelujah. I'm coming back here tonight. I'm going to be trellising these grapes to the wall and giving them a chance to flourish. That's my job for tonight. I'm definitely out in the garden anyway, but the first job will be these grapes. I'm excited. After being excited by the grapes, I realized that I've not filmed the broccoli and this side. So this is the purple sprouting broccoli. As you can tell, lots of beautiful growth. Going to leave them to keep growing and they will bush out, and as they get bigger I will then repot them all. The kale is doing so well, no slug damage, which I am so happy about because all this kale is they're going in there, and these are going to be our late autumn and winter kale. So I'm going to look after all of those greens alongside the purple sprouting broccoli and the spinach from earlier on. they're going to be our greens for the year, and we have so many. This whole section here is going to be replaced with the kale, and this netting is going to be stretched out all over them, so all this side will be protected by the netting for kale, for berries and currants. Loving that. A lot of the any of the kohlrabi, all the kohlrabi didn't shoot up. Oh, actually, tell a lie, that looks like a kohlrabi. So my plan was going to re-sow these with more kohlrabi and then cover them with a bit more soil. As it's getting hotter, they should appreciate that. But I can see one that's coming up there, so it might just be the rest of them. And all this was beetroots. Only one at the very back there came up, and there was one here, but here came up as well. So I might re-sow the rest with beetroots. These were fried in the sun, but there is still life there, so I'm not going to remove them just yet. Let me just give them space. And there's still lots more growth at the back as well, so I'm just going to leave them as they are. Here are the marjoram, lots of marjoram growing there, lots of Italian parsley. So this whole container is going to be full of parsley. Going to chop and drop, well, not chop and drop, sorry, chop and come back again. And then just let it bush out. The herbs are doing okay. The intense heat gave them more life. The oregano loved it. The buddleia at the back is looking beautiful. The thyme has revived. It did look a bit sad, but the water that I gave it last night has revived it. And the rosemary is looking good. So this is the garden. I'm still so excited about those grapes. This is the garden. Let me show you the yarrow just before I go. Got some yarrow flowers coming up there. And once they flower, I'm going to cut all the plants back, both of the pots, and then dry them for tea. So yeah, this is the garden so far. We still have the front to go, so let me take you to the front and show you what's going on. Welcome to our wild wonderland. Wild wonderland. I don't think I've ever shown you guys this side. So we've got ferns growing, and this is a tree whose seed it fell in there, and it's also grown into a tree, but that will be removed. Got some more ferns and herb roberts growing on this side, and then back to the main garden. This is also a tree that needs to be removed, but I love it. I love the greenery. Look at the herb roberts, and more herb roberts on this side. I think this looks so pretty. I know it doesn't even look overgrown to me. That is the thing. All I need to do is remove that mock orange, and it's fine. It looks so good. I love it. I love how filled in everything looks, not empty. Oh, my heart, my wild heart is preventing me from plucking out the weeds. Oh, my wild heart. It looks so good. So rhododendron crisping up, no flowers, but it's fine. It might have just needed a rest this year. I will refeed it with ericaceous later on in the season. Just allow it to do its thing. The smoke bush is looking so glorious. Look at how frilly these fronds are. So beautiful. So beautiful. And I did see a bee coming in and sucking some of the nectar. I didn't realize these had nectar because the flowers are so small, but sucking some of the pollen and the nectar. It is nectar, isn't it? Or is it pollen? Please remind me. It's just slipped my mind. But yeah, they were sucking away, which is so good. Look at how frilly these are. You know, I told you at the start of the season, they just look so frilly and beautiful. And I love the fronds, and they're going to become more frilly as well. I just love it, how delicate they are against the backdrop of these gorgeous used to be burgundy, but now dark plum leaves. And if that branch didn't break, you would see another flush just on the side here, because the plant is quite big now. It's all spread out, looking so beautiful. Morning. Looking so beautiful. And now moving on to the other rhododendron. As you can tell, the leaves are looking much healthier on this one. So much healthier. The other one is crisping up. I don't know what happened. I like to believe it's just taking a rest, but that's just my my fantasy, my desire, because this one is looking much better. And also the flowers lasted a bit longer as well. Oh look, the bee action. See that? I didn't even think those flowers had anything in them, but the bees are happy. The bumblebees are happy. If they're happy, so am I. Let me leave that alone for them. And the Mahonia, looking great. This is already starting to become spiky. Last week it was soft, but now it's hardening up, spiking up. There's another growth here. I didn't think it would be, but there is. So that's going to take over soon. And the rest towards the bottom are looking good as well. The mock orange, look at this, so beautiful. I think now that it's in its third year, it's actually less yellow, or maybe I missed the timing to show you the yellow, but this is how gorgeous the flowers are. And it's going to be a flurry of flowers. I don't think this even needs moving. I think it's just it's been taken over by the horsetail. Oh, I keep calling it horseradish. I'm just going to move it, maybe here. See, in and amongst the herb Roberts makes it look messier than it actually is, but it's not that messy. I'm just going to move it again. I might move it here, just so it has its own space. It has a very specific scent to it. So floral. Sorry. I'll show you that the other way around. Oh my goodness. It smells so floral. So sweet as well. I'm sure I can do something with these blossoms. Can't just leave them to the flies and the aphids and the ants. I need to be able to do something with them because it smells so good. Oh my goodness. It's like sweet, very sweet and floral. And there's so many blooms as well, lots more to come. And these usually get covered in flies, and they're a really good attractor for pets. They love them. So I've got 3 here, 1 more at the back, and these look smaller than the one at the back. I think the environment in the backyard is more conducive to these plants, because the one back there has grown really well. I will trim these back as well and then repot them, because I think that's what they need. They need to be in a bigger pot, and they'll get even bigger and bushier and produce lots more flowers. And especially if the flowers are edible, that's a bonus for us. So this is another job for tonight. This is a job for tonight, but I'll get everything done. And the rest are herb Roberts, and we've got some horsetail, the dandelion leaves. It's a bit of a jumble, and I think that side is the side that looks messiest, but I'll find a fix. I'll really find a fix, because I don't want to pull anything out. I really don't. And this year I want to see the horsetail at the front get big. I want to see what it looks like when it's really big, because last year I harvested them all at this stage and dried them for tea. So I just want to see what happens. And the herb Roberts, I think, looks so pretty, and the bees are loving them. Yeah, I need to find a way, because I'm not ready to pull any of this out. Deep down in my heart, I don't want to. I just want to see how it grows. I love it. Let's go back in. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I am going back in now, start working in about 10-15 minutes. So I've enjoyed being out here this morning, seeing everything growing and seeing all the starts having been established as well this past few weeks. So I'm very happy about the state of everything. So happy. I know that there's more growth to come, and tonight when I come out into the garden, I'm going to spend time trellising the grapes, trellising the grapes, and just making sure everything is set and in its place, ready for summer. I'm so excited. This is when I love the garden the most, because you see everything just shooting up and blooming. I love spring, but sometimes I can get impatient, and I love autumn because it's at that point you've gotten so much abundance that you're just ready to let the garden rest. Summer is the time where you really love the garden, where you're picking, where everything is growing, it's lush, it's full. All the things you've worked hard on in spring is showing, the fruits are showing, and you get to really eat from the garden. So excited. So yeah, and hopefully this year there'll be more in the autumn and winter as well, in terms of the broccoli, etc. But for now, let's focus the end of spring, getting ready for the start of summer. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next week in a different garden, because the garden is going to change that much in a week. Look forward to it. Take care. Have a blessed rest of your week, friends. Bye. Guys, I've not even gone away from the kitchen, and look, I think they're trying to make love. They're just doing it very close to the berries. They're just doing it very close to the berries. I've netted them, and my office does overlook the garden, so I can kind of swat them away, but that's too close, too close.